Hello, baby. Hello, Nasty. Hello there. Hello. I say hello. Hello, friend. Well, hello, little girl. Hello, my treacherous friends. Hello, operator. The beginning of everything. Welcome back, my friends. It's showtime.
Hey, what's up? Welcome to episode 61 of the Brink Sanity show. I'm Jay, and who do we got here?
This is a special guest, Arthur Kelly.
Hello, Arthur Kelly.
Hey, what's up, Jay?
How you doing? I heard you just had a big show.
Man. Yes, it's a very big show, actually. It's a lot to talk about. A lot has happened for me in the past, 72 hours.
700 people, huh?
700 people. It looked like 40 people, but the whole place was filled out in chairs, and you can't see past the light.
Right. You can only see the first 3 rows, right?
Yeah, actually with that light I didn't see. I saw one row. But the cool thing is if you don't see those people and you don't see their reactions, then you just do your set. Because I like to stare at people, man. I like to look, and if I see someone not laughing,
right, then you make a spectacle of them. That's what
Absolutely.
You don't sit in the first 3 rows unless you either want to laugh at every joke or at least pretend to laugh at every joke.
Exactly. And they got free shirts too, man. I threw out, because they had the kid who passed away, they actually had made shirts for him with his face on them. Mm-hmm. And I gave 2 away, and they were signed by
the ghost of the guy who died.
The ghost. No. Actually, it's funny you mention that because they were signed by Kel Mitchell, and everybody I told that I was doing a show with Kel Mitchell, they're like, didn't he die? I was like, no, he was there.
For those of you who don't know who Kel Mitchell is, maybe you've seen the classic film Good Burger. Keenan and Kel from All That on Nickelodeon.
He was the skinny one. He was the orange soda guy from Keenan and Kel.
The fat one is now the guy on Saturday Night Live. The token black guy on Saturday Night Live.
He does all the only thing I've seen him in, the only thing I actually found funny with him was the whole Jeopardy Cosby thing.
Yeah, that's all he can do. Jeopardy. He can only do Cosby.
Other than that, he's just a waste. Pretty
much. He's the Black Horatio Sands. He laughs at everything he does.
I think we've mentioned that. I don't even know. I don't watch SNL. I don't watch TV.
That show's dead to me. Anyway, so the show went good?
Yeah, you know what, man? It was when the whole day I was just tweaking out. I was just actually the night before I was shaking, and I get nervous when I do big comedy shows. And this one was at my high school, and I found out a bunch of teachers were going to be there. I found out a bunch of alumni and friends and stuff were going, and then there's other comics who I graduated with who actually doing big things in New York. They all work for MTV, and it's wow. I have to make a good impression, or I don't want no one, I don't want to go back and just have people say, oh, he's pretty bad at what he does, And
Right.
Overall, no, the show actually went, the show was fucking awesome.
Cool.
I have the video up, you people can check it on the forums. It's not the best sound because as arrogant as it sounds, everyone was laughing, you couldn't really hear it, but it's a good 6 minutes worth of video. I mean, if you could pick up stuff, the sound, get a good laugh out of it. The one thing about the show was you get to hang out backstage, and I guess what was considered the green room, which was just a classroom with a bunch of food and stuff in there, and you're hanging out with Kel Mitchell, and he's the weirdest motherfucker going. Kel Mitchell is the weirdest guy in the world. He will talk to you. He'll tell you, what's up, how you doing, whatnot. And then, out of nowhere, he just walks in one direction and starts dancing.
Huh.
Moonwalking, doing some, weird shit.
So he's is he just, always trying to be on? He feels like he has to make people laugh, constantly?
Yeah, someone always has a camera on him. Even when he's in the bathroom, he's just sitting there talking to himself in the mirror. It's really... Get over yourself, Z-lister, No, he was cool. He was really busy, hosting the show. He didn't really do comedy. I didn't really want
to. It might
be
like an OCD thing because the other guest host Joel did a film with Bob Saget, and he said Bob Saget was like that, just constant. Even when the cameras weren't rolling, he was just making jokes, and I think it's kind of like an OCD thing where like you feel like you always have to be on, and like
Yeah, no, I mean, I guess people who are like do it for so long just get kind of stuck in that that thing. But I don't know. Like he was a nice person, but Oh, the funny thing is, after the show, he actually went to a party at Rutgers. Like everyone got invited to a party, and I don't know if I'm gonna. No one gives a fuck. He smoked so much weed. Dude smoked so much weed.
That's not really like a shock.
No, he was smoking weed on all that probably. So it's not like
exactly.
To do that show to be him, you got to smoke weed.
Yeah, exactly. Just when you come to the realization that that's your show and that's your life, and you're never going to get farther than that in life, and you're only like 12, you'd probably start smoking at an early age.
It's kind of like, pretty much. No, he's like, I thought he was honestly like my age, but he's actually in his 30s.
Oh yeah, all those people in those shows are 5 to 7 years older than the characters they play. Yeah, like if they're like acting like 14-year-olds or like 23.
Yeah,
it's
exactly. Like, wow, holy shit.
I think Dawson was like 37 when he was supposed to be a freshman in high school.
There was everybody was having him sign Orange Soda, which is kind of racist, but it wasn't. He had it on his show. Yo, the craziest thing about
that was a thing from his show.
Keenan Kel, he his whole thing in the show is like he loved orange soda.
Really?
He loved orange soda.
I never watched the show. I didn't know that they were so blatantly racist on that show.
He had like a line after the show, he was on stage and he was having he was signing autographs, taking pictures. Everybody had a bottle of Fanta or sun-kissed orange soda in their hands. I've never seen so much orange soda in my life, except everyone just had a can, a bottle, a case, a cardboard case of soda, just getting signed by Kel Mitchell. This guy is making money for all the orange soda companies out there. He's just use Kel. They won't hire him for a commercial at all, which is funny.
That's funny.
And the cool thing though, I've never had this happen to me, and I have to talk about it.
Sure.
Because at the end of the show, they did a moment of silence with all the comics on stage, and when they brought the table to him, and I was waiting for my friends to come from the crowd, and I just went on the other side of the room where he was, and the motherfucker actually stole my black marker. I was like, here, because they wanted autographs, just use this one. And I'm on the other side, and he walks over, he shakes my hand, he goes back to his table. All of a sudden, when people were done taking autographs and pictures, whatever, with him, they were coming to me for autographs and pictures. And I was like, are you serious? And everybody in the line, I've never had, I never thought I was going to have that much of, of an African-American following, Jay. Mm-hmm. I kind of felt like Barack Obama. I swear to God. That was they're all coming, taking pictures of me and shit. I was like, holy crap.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I watched it. You posted the link on the forums. BrinkSanityShow.com/forum, I guess.
Post your...
Yeah, it was a good set. I wish you had a little bit better audio
sound
on the clip. Yeah,
I was man. I knew I had the recorder with me, and I left it in my box. And I just because I couldn't find a good place to put it. If I was to keep it in my pocket, it'd be too loud. And then if you put it in the audience, you hear it just laughing.
You couldn't just put it at the base of the mic stand or whatever.
We thought about that, and we didn't have a string because we were that was one of the last minute things. But there'll be plenty of other shows. We'll do it next year.
All right,
since it was the third year. But no, overall, it was a fucking awesome show.
That's good. So, do you do the same set on each one, or do you?
What I do for comedy, if I have a set, the set I did there, I'll never do the same set twice. I'll do the same jokes, but I'll throw different stuff in there so it's not exactly the same. Mm-hmm. If I was to make a reference towards some, say if I do a joke about how like playing on the playground and playing tag. Sometimes I'll like switch it up and just like trick the people into saying I was playing tag, but I was really playing with the handicapped kids. It's hard to explain. Like I switch it up a lot.
All right, well that's good. Yeah, nobody wants to hear the same shit over and over.
Yeah, because that's what like a lot of the comics there. I've seen their stuff from videos from 2 years ago, and it was just the same exact thing. And yeah, I don't like doing that. I like to switch it up.
Yeah. I go to the Comedy Cellar, and there's one comedian that's there like all the time, and his set is hilarious, but it's the same word for word every time I go there, and it's funny, to maybe a third time if you don't go often enough, but after a while, it's like, dude, it's been like years. You got to come up with a new joke or two, some guys have a really good set, but you got to change it up eventually.
Sometimes people, like, when they write a set and they're, like, so happy about it, they don't want to, like, write anything newer because they're so happy with what they have. Mm-hmm. Like, that's, like, for me, it's, like, complete opposite. I was just like, well, I have this, throw it in the notebook, and then, like, the more variety you have, the more you can work with different audiences, man. So
yeah, that's true. I think when you got a really solid set, you should record it all, and then if you get, like, a deal, record the album, but then work on new shit because, if your goal is to eventually become a famous comic, you're going to come out with that album eventually, and you don't want to make it with just that album and then have shit for a follow-up,
Like certain comics we know, yeah.
Yeah, ideally you want to have, like, a bunch of shit, so when they hear your first album, you can come out with a follow-up that's not, complete shit.
Right. No, that's the thing, is if you come out with, like, really good stuff, you're just, like, setting your own bar pretty much. You have to, like, at least match it, if not. Not going a little bit under is not too bad, but if you could do better than, like, really good than, like, your first stuff, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's really hard to do. It's the same thing with bands. They work on that initial set for years, and that's how they get famous. And then when they make it, they have to come up with that follow-up, like, really quickly. They don't have, like, the 10 years of practice to do it. Wait.
There's certain bands, yeah, actually, it's good that you mentioned that, because you hear, like, I don't know any brands in particular, but there's always, like, that album that has that one song where it's like, wow, you should play this at the end of your set. And it's like, no, we do this song at the end of the set, and then you have no place to put that other, like, song. Mm-hmm. But then if you switch it up, that's why a lot of bands switch it up, their sets, like, different venues, or now they have, you can pick band sets, right?
Yeah.
Just like pickartset.com or something.
Or just even songs, albums in general. Some bands just never recreate that first album. And
no, not at all.
Like Boston.
I think I'm too young for Boston.
Their first album's amazing, but not much after that.
Some bands, it's like their first couple albums, and then it's
Pearl Jam.
Yeah. I think the last Pearl Jam album I liked was Vitology. That was it.
Last one I liked was 10, which is also their first album. 10's one of my favorite albums of all time. I just thought they never really reached that height again.
Really? You didn't think Versus was
I was so disappointed with Versus. That was probably my most disappointed album out of anything. Like when those albums came out, man, I listened to my first Pearl Jam album when I was in second grade. My cousin Lauren was into it. She was like 5 years older than I was, and I did everything she liked. Mm-hmm. And that actually started off with, I'm afraid to admit this, but it started off with New Kids on the Block. But then it went to Pearl Jam. Wow.
Like I had a New Kids on the Block phase, but we're not going to talk about that.
Throw some Marky Mark in there?
It was, no, not Marky Mark. I liked, Can't Touch This Guy, the one who does the Cash for Gold commercials, MC Hammer.
MC Hammer. I may have had an MC Hammer album when I was in like third grade.
But no, like the Pearl Jam album, this Versus came out I think like 93 or 94, and I was just so young. Like anything they did, I just bought. I loved it.
How much older than you am I? Holy shit, man!
What?
Well,
how old are you?
I'm 30.
You're not 30, are you really?
Yeah, I'm 30.
It's
yeah,
you're 6 years older than me.
All right, 6 years? Okay.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Oh, for some reason I thought Pearl Jam came out like when
92, about 91, 92.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, no, like I said, I started listening to that. Them and Nirvana, Hole, and Red Hot Chili Peppers at like a really, really young age. But no, like I thought.
Well, 3 out of 4 ain't bad.
No,
I'm not giving you. I don't know about Hole, man. You were young and impressionable, so okay.
I like two Hole songs. Only because she was married to Kurt Cobain. But as soon as like I found out he was dead, and someone told me, "Oh, Courtney killed him," I was like, "Wow, what a cunt."
Well, like literally killed him, or just he sobered up one day and saw what he was married to and killed himself.
Yeah, same. Yeah,
either or.
I would have shot myself in the fucking head too.
Yeah, that's a lot of drugs to get to that point, man. She's pretty not good. I don't know.
I'll tell you, man, I miss Nirvana. I do. I like them.
I don't know. I like their music. I don't know how much farther they could have gone, actually.
Yeah. No, because if you listen to like a lot of their older albums, it was like, this is crap. But then I just downloaded the Unplugged MTV thing, and that was awesome. I thought that was really good, their Unplugged thing.
I don't know. I thought Nevermind was awesome, but Incesticide was obviously a step down. It had a few good songs, and In Utero was a step down too. So I don't know how much farther they were going to go.
In Utero was a big step down, man.
I liked that album a lot, but it was definitely a step down.
But when I bought that tape, I was like, I couldn't get into it. Of course, Nevermind, like everyone got into. That was just their best thing, but.
We got a phone call. See if I could add to. Hello, you are on the show.
Hi, am I the right caller?
I think you are the winning caller. I think we may have lost our other caller. I can't seem to conference call ever without hanging up on somebody.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's no good. Let me... Oh, he's off. Is he off totally? I think he is. We'll just call him right back. Get you guys both on at the same time.
The person whom you're trying to
talking
reach
about tonight? I just got home and I'm a little buzzed.
Oh, yeah? Did you do scorpion bowls tonight?
Yeah, I had a little Chinese dinner and a scorpion bowl, and now I'm home and bored.
Sweet. This is Bri, original co-host
the
of
person
the show.
whom you're trying to...
We don't know where Artie went, but we got Bri.
Hello, everyone.
Original team back again. How about that?
Yeah. 2 people with nothing to do on a Friday night.
Yeah, exactly. We're such fucking winners.
Oh, yeah.
So what's going on, man?
On the verge of a mental breakdown, but other than that, I'm okay, I suppose.
Wow. You too?
Yeah.
I cannot connect with Artie. Are you still there? Or am I just running a monologue now? This is what happens. I try and have a high-tech show. I get all these callers on. And then just can't handle it. And then the show goes to shit. And it's just me talking to myself. And that's no good. Because now Bri's gone. And it's just me. Alright, I think everyone's back now. We'll just call them all up. And we'll get the show back on the air. In the meantime, I'm going to...
The person whom you're trying to reach is currently unavailable.
Dead or something.
Please
I don't know what the fuck happened to Artie. So we'll just get Bri back here. Guaranteed he doesn't answer now, because that's just the way the show's going. Oh, no, he does answer. All right, Artie apparently died. I don't know what happened to Artie.
No, it's not my cell phone. I'll answer this one.
I don't know.
Oh, wait, I gotta mute Stickum because I hear myself in my mic here.
All right, Artie is having technical difficulties, so we'll be back. So anyway, well, thanks for calling into the show.
Hey, that beats talking to myself all night.
Right, I hear you. So, were you joining in our conversation, or were you starting an entirely new topic?
I didn't hear what you were saying. I just I logged on Facebook, saw you you posted a live thing, clicked on it, hooked my mic up, and turned Skype on.
Gotcha.
So I didn't hear anything you guys were talking about.
Yeah, we were actually talking about bands who spend like their younger years making this like one penultimate album and just can't recreate it for their second album. And I was saying when you're
I would say that's probably like 85% of bands.
Yeah, well, we were saying because you get like 10 years usually to make that first album because you're playing in clubs.
Exactly,
and,
yeah.
You know, and then you make it and the producers want you to come out with an album within a year or two at the max. But I was saying that you should stockpile shit. So, like, when you're playing at the clubs, you want to, like, if you have a good set, that's awesome, but then try and make additional songs. So you got that, like, half of the second album already done.
Yeah, you want to have, like, 15 songs and put 12 on the first album, and then you still have 3 for the next one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Or if it takes you longer to make it, you know, you got a couple albums worth of shit. So we started off saying that about comedians because there's a lot of comedians that have that one set, but they have to do the same jokes forever because they just can't come up with new jokes and be funny.
You know, it's funny you're talking about comedians, and I wish I got home 10 minutes earlier to listen to it. I just watched this. I guess it's a movie. It was on the other day. I caught it like a half hour in, and I only saw about an hour of it. It's called Heckler. I don't know if you ever saw it or if you're familiar with it.
No, never saw it or heard of it.
It's a documentary. It's by Jamie Kennedy, which I know you kind of like, well, Jamie Kennedy, but it's sort of like a documentary about like what entertainers have to go through in terms of dealing with hecklers, dealing with critics, dealing with bloggers, and the whole internet phase. Now it was kind of interesting, actually.
Is it? Can you get that on Netflix?
You probably can,
because that sounds pretty interesting.
Check it out. I missed the first, I would say, 20 minutes of it. I picked it up in the middle, but it was just sort of like a bunch of interviews with comedians and actors and musicians sort of talking about hecklers, and then it would show like live clips of people doing stuff and dealing with hecklers, and then it would talk about how they have to deal with critics and how a lot of critics take real cheap shots at people. It was mostly about Jamie Kennedy and how like everybody hates him, which is kind of understandable.
Yeah, that's kind of justified.
Yeah, but like he confronts a bunch of like the critics and stuff, and he's like, why couldn't you just say my movie sucked? Why did you have to say like I should die a miserable death? That kind of thing.
Right.
But it was actually, it was kind of interesting. I was surprised.
Yeah, it actually is on Netflix. I just added it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'll check that out. I don't think, I don't know what the fuck Artie is having technical difficulties. He's restarting his computer.
I would agree, though, that probably, like, well, no, I wouldn't agree because I said it, but probably 85% of bands have to deal with that, where, like, their first album is just not even a masterpiece, but it's just so good that they can never live up to that again.
Yeah, I brought up Boston.
And part of the problem is there's two problems to that situation. Is that the problem from the band's point of view is that they try to write songs that are just like the songs on the first CD.
Yeah.
You know, they try to duplicate it instead of expanding and evolving.
Agreed.
And the other part is the record company is saying, dude, you guys sold 10 million albums with that, so you got to put out another album that's going to sell 10 million. You know, you got to put out a sellout. Like Stained.
Yeah.
Stained is a perfect example. Like their first album rocked. They put out their first big album rocked. Then they put out like the second album and they had that shitty, a bunch of like whiny little like acoustic songs. And now that's all they do.
Yeah,
because it made him a ton of money. It got him popular with high school girls, and that's all they do now. All their songs are like whiny little, oh, my teenage years were so bad and my parents didn't like me.
There's also the third conundrum, which is trying to recreate your popular single or singles. Where
that would be Nickelback.
Yeah. You get that one song. And you're like, well, every song has to sound like this. Instead of making music that you personally think is good, You try and make music that you think people will like.
Right.
Which, if you're a good enough band, you just make music that you think is good and people will like it. There's enough music out there where you can just make do your own thing,
right?
And people will listen to it,
right?
And there's I wouldn't even say Nickelback's a perfect example. I was thinking of bands like Sugar Ray and Smash Mouth, where they make that one radio song to sell albums.
But they never really did anything after that.
They Smash Mouth has one hit per album, but the rest of their album is what they want to do. So I can almost see doing that. You have one sellout song, and then the rest of the album is what you want to do. But when you're a band like Nickelback, your entire album now is just power ballads,
and catchy lyrics. And
the sad thing is, it works for them. They are I didn't realize how popular they were. Last hockey game I went to, they had text for the song you want to hear during the intermission, and it was it was a pretty decent Buck Cherry song. It was another kind of cheesy pop song, and then there was a Nickelback song that I never heard before, and Nickelback quintupled any other song.
The worst part about Nickelback is they ripped off Creed, who directly ripped off Pearl Jam.
Yeah. Who hey, are you there, Artie?
Yeah.
Okay, wait, let me see. You currently wait. Okay, we're all on. Sorry, Bri, you got cut off for a second, but we're all on now. Everyone's on now. Sorry.
I'm so sorry about that.
No. That's fine. Bri was in the middle of a. Last thing we heard was Creed, who copied Pearl Jam.
Yeah, I mean, I was just saying, when Creed was out, we were all like, "Oh my God, that's such a bad version of Pearl Jam." And then Nickelback came out, and it was like, "Oh, that's a bad version of Creed," which is a bad version of Nickelback. So, and now there's bands like Theory of a Dead Man, and there's another band that are just bad Nickelback ripoffs, and it's just this whole linear tree. And you could go to any there's bands that have Alice in Chains. You go down the line. It's Alice in Chains. Days of the New is a bad ripoff of them.
Yeah, sure are.
Godsmack is a bad ripoff band of them. Even Stained is a bad sort of Pearl Jam / Alice in Chains ripoff. And it just flows from there. And it's really sad what music has turned into, especially rock these days.
Yeah, rock is literally dying a slow death. And the sad thing is there is good bands out there. It's just people are not listening to them. There's, just off the top of my head, Brian's Jonestown Massacre, Black Keys, Dandy Warhols, Eagles of Death Metal are they're just a fun band, but they do have good songs. They know they're kind of cheesy.
Captain Dan
and the Skirt.
Not even gonna lie, if you're a rapper, if you like rap, I mean, they're pretty good.
It's gotten to the point for me personally where I've started. I don't listen to anything new anymore. I've started to try to get into more, and Jay will laugh at this, but I'm starting to get into more I'm trying to listen to Led Zeppelin now, listening to Pink Floyd now.
Oh, everything I tried to get you to listen to for an entire duration of
years
college.
Ago, all that stuff, and people were jamming down my throat, and I was like, no, thank you. Now I'm just give me more of that. I've actually started listening to Fish a lot lately, and kind of get into them a little bit. But, I mean, all this new music is just making me, look backwards for better stuff.
See, I was already with that better stuff, so now I'm expanding and...
even better stuff?
Well, I'm scared to say I'm starting to get into Rush. I don't know... That scares me. I was very against Rush, but they're starting to do it for me.
That's funny because I always thought you were into Rush, and people tried to get me into Rush. And when I asked you if you had any CDs, you were like, "Fuck you, I hate Rush."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh my God, I didn't know that."
No, they have a DVD, R30. It's their 30th year anniversary DVD, and I got that on Netflix, and I was actually very impressed and started getting their stuff, and they actually got some really good stuff.
I mean, for a 3-piece, for what they do, I've the limited stuff I've heard of them, they are pretty impressive.
Yeah,
and I know live that they're a lot better than they are in the CD. That kind of they're one of those
I recommend taking out that DVD. It's very good. And
there's one song I know by them, and I like it a lot. It's that YYZ song.
And the drum beat from that song is actually Morse code for
Morse
YYZ.
code. Yep.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be one of the best drummers on the planet. Neil Peart.
Yeah, he's sick. If you take out that concert, he's got drums like 360 degrees around him, and like halfway through the song, he'll like spin halfway around and start banging on a whole new set of drums, and it's ridiculous. So yeah, it's good stuff.
There's another band you guys forgot. We're talking about like the Pearl Jam phase. I think you guys said Creed, Nickelback. Then there was another band that was like wasn't as popular, like Days of the New. Like you said,
Alice in Chains ripoff.
What about okay? Do you remember the band Seven Mary 3?
Yeah. Oh, they had that one song that really sucked.
My sister, yeah.
Cumbersome or something.
Oh, I hated that song. Yeah.
That just reminded me of that whole era thing.
That was definitely a ripoff of all that. Yeah. They got that one singer with the deep stretched out notes. They was just going for every song. No good. Stop doing that.
The only song I knew by them was the radio one. So
Cumbersome. Yeah,
Cumbersome, man.
Yeah, but that's I think everyone got their taste of them with that song, and nobody really wanted to know more.
There's a reason they were probably a one-hit wonder. So
yeah. And then there's some groups that have a good sophomore effort when their first album kind of sucked, but then after the second album they were bad, which is Nirvana. Their first album stunk. Second album they never topped.
I have this theory about Nirvana that right now, at any point in the country, they're playing on some local rock radio station. They're just always on.
Yeah, they are.
I drive 12 minutes to work, okay? I go 12 minutes to work. I go 12 minutes from work to my parents' house for lunch, probably 15 minutes from my parents' house to work and back, and 12 minutes from work to home. And in the morning, only one of the two rock stations in Connecticut plays music. And every time on those 4 trips, I hear a Nirvana song.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I mean, they're always on.
But it's always like the same 3 songs too.
Yeah,
the group only had 4 albums. Like, you don't need to play 3 songs.
What does it come as you are?
Smells Like Teen Spirit and
In Bloom.
No,
actually, I don't hear In Bloom that much.
No, it's the one that's unplugged.
All
in all is all we are.
Yeah.
All in all is all we are. That song. And every once in a while they'll play The Man That Saved the World or whatever from their Unplugged album. And that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. It's like that for every band, though. It really is.
Yeah. Another band with a sophomore album was Green Day, because they came out with Kaplunk, and no one really listened to it. And then Dookie came out, and everyone was like, yeah.
I've never been able to really get into them.
Yeah, I can't get into them either. By the way, like, Dookie was like their 4th album.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Learn more about bands that suck.
Yeah.
I only like one album. Sorry.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, I was at a show at the Meadows up here, and it was like Stained and 3 Doors Down and some opening band that I wanted to see. My friend won tickets to it. That's the only reason we went.
A whole bunch of bands that I saw live and like left after they played their hit song.
Yeah, like we didn't even stay for the whole thing. Like we went for the opening band. My friend won the tickets. We just got hammered, went in. And I remember we were waiting in line to get in, and this dude starts talking to me about Stained. He's like, dude, I can't believe Stained is playing. I was like, Stained fucking sucks. He goes, what are you talking about? And I was like, dude, ever since Dysfunction, they've been a bunch of sellout little wussies. And he goes, what's Dysfunction?
Oh, no.
And I said, I go, what did you say? And he goes, what's Dysfunction? I go, Google it. And I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you later. And I turn around and I walked away. I was like, I can't believe this fucking guy's telling me Stain's the greatest band in the world, and didn't know Dysfunction.
He doesn't even know like their best album.
Their breakthrough CD. And then I was at a Family Values. This was before this past concert. This was like 5 years ago. I was at Family Values, and Stone Temple Pilots was headlining. And I was really excited to see them, and Stain was like the second to last band. And I'm sitting there, I went by myself, and I'm just drinking a beer in my seat, and these like little teeny boppers are next to me. They're all like getting into Lincoln Park, and I was like, oh, fuck you. And so I'm sitting there, and the girl next to me goes, excuse me, who's headlining this show? And I go, Stone Temple Pilots. And she goes, Stone Temple Pilots? They suck. Why isn't Stain headlining?
Wow.
And I just said, because you don't know anything about music. That's why. And she looked at me like, how dare you say that to me?
Ugh. You need to send me that album because I kept downloading Stain albums not knowing which one was that album. And, like, all the rest are really, really bad. And I kept just...
They're just all, like, slow, like, power ballads. Like,
yeah, exactly. So I kept deleting them, and I never knew which album was the one that we used to listen to in college.
Yeah, Dysfunction's the one that actually has some heavy songs on it. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Mud Shovel. I like that song, Mud Shovel from Dysfunction.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, yeah, Bri is still one of the 3 people on Earth who has a landline.
Yeah.
Which still amuses me every time you get a phone call on that.
I'm not moving. I can't reach the phone. I'm drunk.
It's probably a scum bum anyway.
It's either my parents or a telemarketer. So.
Yeah, both overrated.
Yeah.
I just looked it up. Dookie was Green Day's third album.
Oh,
third album?
Yeah, they had some weird-ass 1039 Smooth Out Slappy Hours was their first album. Which I'm sure is just as great as all their other awesome albums. Usually
most bands that break big, the album or their hit song is usually their second album.
Sophomore album, I gotta go with Soundgarden. Was not a fan of anything they came out with after their second album.
I'm searching it now. What was the second album by them?
Bad Motorfinger. You know what? I'm wrong. I just looked it up. Bad Motorfinger is their third album.
I like Soundgarden.
I only like Bad Motorfinger. I'm not... actually, I could deal with Ultra Mega okay. I really thought that Super Unknown was a very overrated album.
It was a little too poppy.
Yeah, like, I really could give a shit about Black Hole Sun and Spoon Man. I really don't. Fell on Black Days, My Wave. Like, I don't know. Those songs just really don't do it for me. I hope whoever's listening to this likes music, or else they're really not going to like this episode.
I don't know. I thought Spoon Man was a cool song.
I was never really into it, and now that it's in Rock Band and everyone who comes over wants to play it, I'm like really, really sick of it. I'm like, I bought like 300 songs, and every time somebody comes over, if it's a guy, they want to play Spoon Man, and if it's a girl, they want to play That's What You Get by Paramore. And I guess I'd rather play Spoon Man, but they're both really overrated.
That song is... That's the reason why I stopped listening to that song.
Song that is.
It's so fucking bad, and every girl wants to play it. It's really, really, really bad.
You're like the new Maroon 5? Is that Paramore? I never heard
That's what you get when you break your leg or something, right?
Yeah.
Is that the song?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's what you get when you break something, and then she goes, oh, and repeat for like what seems like 17 minutes.
There's that one song that's like really friggin' long. It's by it's like an indie band, and you think the song's over, but it just keeps going. It's the song's called Lazy Eye, but I forgot who the band is.
In Rock Band?
Yeah, Rock Band 2. I think I'm searching it now, but it just keeps going. It was so annoying.
Yeah,
and then you have to like sing that, and it's like Silver Sun Pickups.
Oh, yeah. A lot of people like them, too.
The song is just long.
I don't know.
Now that Rock Band is such a huge hit, and Guitar Hero and all that, how long do you think till they come out with, like, Rap Star? Do you have to, like,
they're coming out with DJ something already.
Is that like a rap?
Yeah, it's going to have, like, I think it's going to have, like, a turntable kind of thing.
It's it's just 4 microphones and that's it.
Yeah, it's a beatboxing band game.
They'll come out with country bands, and it'll be like a banjo and a washboard and a hick. And I guess that's it, right? They'll have a pop band, and it'll just come with like a producer, and like you just do whatever you want, and then he'll just make it into a good song.
Dr. Dre comes with every.
What's that black guy's name? The producer, the other one, the dude who's doing the Eminem album. I don't know. I keep forgetting people's names. I'm terrible with this.
Good. That was a good segue.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Dr. Dre does all of Eminem stuff.
Right, but there's another guy who, like...
We met Eminem.
Did you really?
Yeah, me and Bri met Eminem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not one of my prouder moments in life.
Was he like a dick? Did he sign autographs? Was it like that thing?
Actually, we were the dicks. We kind of just looked at him and shook our heads disapprovingly and then walked on.
Yeah.
Didn't want an autograph. Didn't want to talk to him.
I didn't know who he was till like 3 weeks later.
No. I knew that he had that "My Name Is" song because the girl who had our show before us said, like, listen to this. This is the funniest song ever. And me and Bri were just like so clearly upset because it's not a funny song. It's not good. I just don't understand it. And I don't know.
You met him back in the day, like back when he first came out.
That was his only song. It was his first album.
Before he was even on MTV.
Yeah.
Shit.
It was his first album. It was played on college stations. It fucking sucked, just like all his other songs ever. And I don't know. Making fun of Christina Aguilera, every song is not funny.
No. I just downloaded his new album, too, and it's...
You're a dick. You're off the show. Sign off.
I just wanted to hear it, man. You have to. Like, if you listen to all his other albums...
You don't have to, actually.
I listened to it, too.
God damn it. I'm on a different planet. I really am.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it good, but it's interesting.
Interesting, huh?
I don't like it.
He has a definite, he's a good writer, but I mean, in terms of like, just in terms of like the things that he comes up with are interesting, I think.
It's a well written album. It's just, he just really has nothing to talk about anymore. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same old thing, but
yeah, there's a song called the song with My Mom or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's all saying about how life is tough when you have $7 million. And
yeah.
I really feel for him on those songs.
He is a little crazy, though. He's sort of a crazy, and not like a crazy, like I'm a crazy rapper. He's crazy and sort of like a...
Like he's trying to be normal, but he's actually
No, he's crazy and like a paranoid sort of like he wanted to be famous and now he's famous and he's kind of like, I wish I wasn't famous, sort of. Mm-hmm. Like, what the fuck did I start here, kind of.
Like he just wanted to be an underground rapper from Detroit all his life.
But if somebody printed out some of his songs and you just read them, you'd be like, that's interesting. Especially the way he tries to rhyme certain words and stuff. It is kind of...
Right.
I'll give him credit for that. I mean, and some of his songs... I used to think he was like gimmicky rap, like My Name Is and all that shit, but if you listen to some of his like other songs, some of them were sort of interesting, and some of them were kind of...
The main reason I wanted to listen to his album because I wanted to hear a song he was going to do about that Proof guy that died, his like best friend. There's some with that. I don't know.
Oh, on the new album?
Yeah, no, I thought he was going to do like a song about it. Well,
Jay.
Yeah, where'd Jay go?
Jay couldn't take the Eminem song. No, the Eminem is actually... I mean, I've downloaded his old CDs, listened to them, and deleted them. And they're sort of like... Because I wanted to hear what all the fuss is about, because everybody's always, raving on him and saying he's the worst thing in the world. And he's not. He's not really the worst thing in the world, but some of his rhymes are really interesting, and he definitely goes over the edge for shock value and stuff. Just the same way like Marilyn Manson used to. But if you really listen to, especially the new album, if you listen to it, he's really just sort of a crazy, like a lot of his new songs. Because I listened to it on Sirius because they played every one of his songs and he talked about all of them, and most of them were about how like when he went on, I guess he was in rehab. I didn't know he was in rehab.
Oh yeah, he was like a big drug addict.
But a lot of those songs are about like how he was dealing with everything with that guy that you said they got killed, where he was talking about like, you know, I started popping pills and doing all this shit. And
he's doing, you know, he's doing a second album to this album. It's going to be like a more heartfelt album. And Jay's back. And
Jay's back. Quick, change the subject. If I could talk about comedians real quick, I know you guys were talking about that before I left.
That's fine.
I know I'm probably like the only person in the world that thinks that only for Zach Galifianakis do I want to see that movie, The Hangover. I know it's going to be terrible.
I know it's going to be awful too, but
I want to see it just because of him.
Well, not only that, I also have a theory that every movie where they go to Vegas is funny.
Yeah, well, that too.
Which is also reinforced by Swingers and Go and Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Very Bad Things.
Very Bad Things, my favorite.
Yeah.
I met Zach Galifianakis, and he's a funny fucker, and I really want...
He's awesome. He was funny even in What Happens in Vegas. I suffered through that. He was in like 4 scenes, and every scene he was awesome, because he's just so awkward.
Oh, I blotted that one out of my mind.
He's just so awkward that he's funny. And like I keep seeing previews for this movie, and it's like, oh, from the guy that made Old School. So you know everybody's going to see it because everybody loves Old School. But
can I just say Old School, my number one most disappointing movie?
It had potential, and it sucked.
Yeah.
But I keep seeing the trailer for this, and like it's that nerdy guy from The Office that I go back and
Andy Bernard.
He's very hit or miss. When he's funny, he's very funny though.
Yeah, and like all the scenes in the trailer look horrible. So I have to figure that like there's funny scenes in that movie, and it's got to be about Zach because Zach's just so fucking funny.
Yeah,
like he doesn't have to say anything; he just walks in. And he's funny. Did you ever see the Comedians of Comedy?
No.
With like Patton Oswalt and stuff.
Yeah, Netflix that. It's a behind the scenes of the Comedians of Comedy tour. It's Patton Oswalt, Zach, some chick, and Brian Posehn.
I think Patton Oswalt's very overrated.
No, I like Patton, but
I don't like him. I like Brian Posehn a lot.
Like Zach Galifianakis like comes out as like some guy from like the 1700s with like the white wig and like the
nice.
colonial outfit.
He's so out there
like that. He's talking like that, and he's like, "Is this thing?" He's talking to the mic, and he's like, "Is this thing on? Wait a minute, what the fuck is this thing? I don't know what this is yet." Like just stupid things like, and he's like,
right.
"How are thee tonight?" You know, and he's so funny. He's just so.
When I was at the show, I don't know if I said this before. He was. Some girl tried to heckle him, and he's like, "Come up on stage." She's like, "No." He's like, "Come up here right now." She's like, No, I'm not coming up there." He's like, "I swear to God, if you don't come up on stage right now, I'm going to rape you after the show."
He's really just funny. And like, I loved that show he was on that got terrible. What was it? Dog Bites Man or whatever it was called?
What are you?
On Comedy Central a couple of years ago.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
You never saw it? It was like Dog Bites Man or Man Bites Dog or something like that. It was like a mockumentary of these like people that were like a news team, and they went to all these like weird things, and he was like the cameraman, and he was just so awkward.
Oh, I saw clips for that. I never actually saw that show.
It was pretty stupid, but like every time he was in the scene, it was just really funny, just because he's like that awkward guy, you know?
Right. He's
really
underrated comics.
I really want to see that movie, even though I know it's going to be such a piece of shit. But I figure Vegas and him.
I'm definitely going to watch it.
Yeah.
Is that the movie with the dude from Wedding Crashers? I don't even know.
I don't think so.
The long hair guy.
There was a long haired guy in Wedding Crashers? I don't know.
No. In this one, there's looks like he has like long hair or something. I knew it had Andy Bernard in the commercial, but
the only people I recognize were Zach and the guy from The Office. So I mean, maybe it is that guy. I don't know.
Don't know. I have no idea what you're talking about. Anyway, did you guys hear about that guy in China who was threatening to kill himself on a bridge?
And yeah, I heard about that.
Greatest story ever.
Did he like get pushed or something?
Yeah, he held up traffic for 5 hours, and a guy got fed up, and he got out of his car and pushed him off the edge. Why didn't he get a medal? Really? That guy's a hero. If I was stuck in my car for 5 hours, hell fucking yeah, I'd push him over the edge.
This guy got away with it?
No, he got arrested.
They both got arrested.
You're not going to kill yourself if you're threatening to kill yourself for 5 hours. If you're going to kill yourself, you're going to go over to the bridge, not tell anybody, and jump over the bridge. 5 hours later, you just want attention. You're not going to do shit. So I think the guy that pushed him over the edge was actually pretty awesome.
That's fucking wow.
Yeah, if you Google the story, they actually have the video of the guy pushing him over, and it's so fucking funny. He just looks like, I fucking had it. I want to go home, and I want to watch the finals of American Idol. And
which is even worse, but yeah, no, I saw it on the news. I don't remember what channel I was watching. But.
Yeah, it was brilliant. That guy is awesome. I just wanted to point out how awesome that guy was. I didn't really have anything else to add for that story. That guy just fucking rules.
I would have done the same thing, actually. Not anything about it. There's a lot of people I'd like to throw over a fucking bridge, though.
Oh, well, I mean, if there was no repercussions, I'd be there all day just throwing people over the bridge.
Just tossing them over the bridge.
This week alone, I got like 7 people to add, but, you know, that's just the way this week's going. I haven't heard of any crazy hot tub parties, Bri. What's going on?
The last hot tub party I had, I told you about last time when I started telling that girl all that bullshit.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, I haven't had anybody over since, surprisingly.
Very surprisingly, because...
you're the one who played, like, the relationship therapist thing, or...
Yeah.
The advice giver?
Yeah, Bri's a negotiator whenever he drinks.
Yeah. It's funny, because I just got home. I went out for Chinese, and I had a scorpion bowl, and that's where we started the night, that night. And this little Chinese bartender, Timmy, he's so fucking funny. He's like, "Oh, where are those girls?" And I said, "Yeah, I don't think they're talking to me anymore." And he goes, "What happened?" I said, "Well, I got a little out of line later that night." And I go, because we kept trying to... This guy, if I show up to this place with girls, he spikes their drink, he comes over and he sings, he dances. And
that's awesome. I need a bartender like that.
He's just the coolest fucking guy.
Yeah, that's the best bartender ever.
So he comes over that night and he's, refilling our drinks, and he's singing and he's dancing, he's posing for pictures with the girls, and so he's like, "What happened?" And we were trying to get him to come out. I was like, "Timmy, you come over tonight. Come in the hot tub. Come on over. Everything. No, I'm not coming." So he's asking me about the night, and I was like, "You didn't come. You got to come over and keep me in check. I got out of line. I started telling these girls they were stupid and all that stuff, and." He's so funny. He's like, "They're not coming tonight?" I'm like, "No, I'm just here eating. I'm not going anywhere." He breaks out his cell phone. He's like, "Look, remember these pictures you took of me?" It's him and the girls, Total, like, crazy, man. He's like, "Call them up. Tell them to come down." What were their names again? She was sitting here and she was sitting there. What were their names? I was like, "Oh, Timmy, you got to calm down here."
Mm-hmm. See what happens, man? We live in different states now, and we don't have each other to keep each other in check. And just
yeah,
bad shit just happens.
Yeah.
Brian and I used to just neutralize each other. Usually,
the bad shit would split down the middle between us, and now it's like all me or all you.
Right? Exactly.
Where you're not here? Where are you at now? You're not in. Well, not New York, obviously.
No, Bri's in Connecticut. Yeah, it's no good. Other than the Valentine's Day Massacre, which is episode 3, we go over that in explicit detail.
Yeah. By the way, I keep forgetting to tell you, I can't find the 151 pictures. I don't remember what they were.
I have them. If you don't have them, I'll scan them.
You told me you didn't have them. You told me you had them on your computer, and I can't remember what they were. I found some, but I don't think they're from 151 Night.
I have them. I'll scan them. I'll put them up on the forums.
Surprised you guys remembered you had pictures from 151.
No, we didn't remember. We woke up the next day, and there was like a roll of pictures.
That was back in the old days when we would take pictures without a digital camera, so we wouldn't know what we took pictures of.
Exactly. First picture, I got the album right over here. First picture is of the bottle of 151. The very next picture is Bri holding a baseball bat. It went that quickly out of hand.
That was a fun night.
It was a very fun night. It was just very, very out of hand. And I think.
Dude, you know, if we were in college now, and we missed everything by like 4 years.
Did we?
If we were in college now, man.
I don't know if we'd get away with half the shit now.
Well, we wouldn't be able to get away with half that shit, but I mean.
We missed out on like sluts and sexting and all that stuff.
We'd be pulling a lot of ass now if we were in college.
Yeah. If you're talking about like a sexual point of view, yeah, we missed out big time. If you're talking about not going to jail point of view,
yeah. Post 9/11, yeah, we couldn't do any of this.
Yeah,
shit.
we were there just in time. So I don't know. Although I do kind of get a little jealous when I hear about all these sexting stories, and I was like. Nothing like that ever happened in my high school, ever. Well, first of all, nobody had a cell phone. Nobody. There wasn't even Zach Morris headphones at that cell phones at that point.
There's a woman. I forget. Shit, I don't remember where it was. I read it on the internet. A woman a 30-year-old chick got arrested for sleeping with a couple of like 15-year-olds. Because they were going after her daughter, and she was trying to protect her daughter from them, like keep the guys away. So she just banged him.
Best defense ever.
Like, where was that fucking MILF?
Yeah, exactly. A+ defense.
Let mommy take care of it for you.
She deserves one of those slow claps.
Yeah, don't fuck my daughter. Fuck me instead. Okay.
Yeah.
But these stupid fucking kids, somebody tells somebody, and somebody tells somebody else. That shit starts happening, you just shut the fuck up, and it goes on forever.
Exactly. These kids just don't get it. Like, that kid who fucked that hot teacher, you just do that, and then you keep that to yourself. That's a story you tell your grandkids. You
like
keep
masturbating. Remember when you were 13 and you didn't tell anybody you masturbated? It's the same thing.
Exactly.
Everybody masturbates. No, I don't masturbate. Yeah, you do. Shut the fuck up and just bang the teacher.
Yeah. That shit does not happen for another 5 years. You keep that to yourself and you keep it going because it's a good thing. It's a beautiful thing, and you don't want to ruin it.
Not only
are you getting laid at 15, you're probably getting an A in that class. So I mean,
yeah, and if the teacher's like 40, she has learned some tricks. She's going to be a hell of a lot better than the 17-year-olds who don't know shit that you have a potential of getting.
Yeah.
So
I'm 30 and I go after 40-year-old women. If I was fucking 15 and 40-year-olds came after me, I probably would have. I would have died.
Exactly. They know shit. They've learned a little tricks that the youngins don't know, and it's I don't want to get myself in trouble, but
say it.
No, I will not. 10 years from now, my girlfriend's actually going to listen to all these episodes. And,
it'll probably be after you're dead, so I wouldn't worry.
Yeah, I'll probably be dead like 3 years from now. So, ever since I turned 30, man, just nothing but health problems. Not the funnest thing in the world. I think I have sleep apnea, so now I got a sleep mask. So now I look really hot, sleeping with a mask and a hose on my face. Yeah, it's fucking hot.
I don't feel so bad now that I have to wear a night guard so I don't grind my teeth.
We're awesome. Excuse me, baby. Let me just put on this tube on my face.
Oh, that's interesting. I probably have that. Instead, I'd take Lexapro so I can't get an erection.
That's also fun. I did that with Paxil.
Wow.
It was like, it wasn't that I couldn't. It was like, I
didn't want it.
It's up and then it's down, and hey, we're up again, and no, we're down again. And it's like, you had to get that perfect storm of,
porn.
Pretty much.
You guys are talking like you're 50 over here, man.
We are, pretty much.
It's like...
I'm like a 60-year-old, 30-year-old.
Yeah, we're 30 in age, but we're both like at least 60.
Yeah. Damn whippersnappers.
Mm-hmm. Artie's a youngin', man. We were talking before. He's real fucking young.
24, man.
Fucking kids.
Yeah.
Kids, yeah. That's okay.
I was doing that at the bar earlier. I went to a bar after work with this guy from work, and he was talking about how when he was in second grade, he met all these wrestlers because his dad had a backstage pass. And I'm thinking second grade, I'm like, oh, fucking awesome. Did you meet Brutus the Barber Beefcake? He's like, oh, that was way before my time. I'm like, fuck you. I was in
the Hardy Boys?
Yeah, dude. I was in like 5th, 6th grade when Brutus the Barber was around.
Yeah.
I was talking to somebody at a wrestling show, and he was like my age at the time. And it was only like 1999-ish, and we met. There was one of the wrestlers was just like walking around, and it was the Iron Sheik. And I was like, "Holy shit, the Iron Sheik is over there. Would you get autographs?" He's like, "Who, that fucking Indian guy?"
Oh, I heard the Iron Sheik's like crazy now.
He's awesome. No, he was real. Actually, I was only like in second grade. I didn't really talk to him. But the kid's like, "Who the hell's the Iron Sheik?" I was like, "Really?"
Back in the day, like
he was the champ that Hogan beat.
Yeah, it was all about stereotypes back then.
Oh yeah, that's who won the war for me, man. It wasn't the Americans who won Desert Storm. It was Hulk Hogan who beat Iron Sheik.
Exactly. You had the Iron Sheik. You had Nikolai Volkov, who was the Russian guy. You had Junkyard Dog, which was the homeless black guy. You had the British Bulldogs, which were they didn't have messed up teeth, but they were British.
They're Demolition.
Yeah, I mean, it was everyone was like just uber stereotype person. It was awesome.
I love the Bushwhackers.
Bushwhackers. Who was the guy with the 2x4?
Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Yeah.
Still wrestling.
Really?
Yeah. They use him as like, the old timers against the new guy kind of thing.
Huh. I can't believe he's still around.
Ric Flair's still wrestling.
I
watch wrestling on Monday because I wanted to see him make fun of the NBA.
Yeah, they had that big thing where they rented out the stadium before the Nuggets because the Nuggets thought no way in hell they were making it to the conference finals.
It was pretty funny, actually. They had this guy that I don't know if anybody saw it. They had this guy that came out who looked like the Nuggets owner, and he was talking about how
no, I didn't see that.
Nuggets and everything. And then at the side of the stage, they had a fake Jack Nicholson and a guy that looked like David Stern and a guy that looked like, I guess, the Lakers owner. So then Vince came out and he started saying all this shit, and then he beat him up and everything. It was pretty funny.
That's cool.
I mean, you can say what you want about wrestling, but they put out a pretty funny show. If you ever just watch, just for comic, it's just hilarious.
Have you guys
I still watch it.
Have you guys been watching the NBA playoffs?
Nah.
I tune in every now and then, and I would actually. I'm glad you brought this up because I'd like to make a major comment about the NBA playoffs, if I could.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can we wait until the Cavaliers win a series, which they won't, until we start saying that shot he made was the greatest shot in the NBA, and Craig Elo is off the hook now?
Yeah, I can say that. Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I woke up the next morning and I went to ESPN.com and it was like, Craig Elo, you're off the hook. And I'm like, what the fuck happened? Like, oh, LeBron James made a 3-pointer. Okay, that's great. They're down 3-1.
Yeah, and they won yesterday?
I mean...
of course they won yesterday. This is my gripe. The reffing is unbelievable. Shit that happened 10 years ago just does not happen today. Everything is a foul. Half the shit is a flagrant or a technical foul. And it just turns the game into. All right, a couple games ago, there was 82 free throws. Is that fun to watch? Does anybody want to watch 82 fucking free throws in one game?
Nope.
It just ruins the entire game. It's. I've been the biggest NBA fan for as long as I can remember, and I'm on the verge of quitting watching the playoffs because the way it's reffed is just completely ridiculous. You can't go near a guy without a foul called. If you foul him hard, which is supposed to be a playoff foul, everything is either a technical or a flagrant. And they made up this rule where if you get 7 flagrants, you get suspended. All it does is suspend the players who go later in the playoff rounds because, obviously if you go later in the playoffs, you're going to get more chances for a technical or a flagrant. Even if you're not doing it much, say you do it once every 3 games, you make it to the conference finals, you already are at the, almost at the limit. It's just, I don't know. I don't want to get too much into sports because I know people don't listen to the show for sports, but
well, here's what I'll say about all these people saying that LeBron James is better than Jordan and all that stuff. Here's what I'll say about that. Okay. If Michael Jordan was 20, what year did he win his first title? How old was he? Anybody off the top of their head now?
89 for North Carolina, was it?
No. We're talking about NBA. It was
92.
What? Maybe 28, 26, 27.
No, it was 91 was his first one. Yeah, he was like 27 maybe. He was older than you would think. Yeah, he was like 27.
Well, let's say 27. Just for the sake. If Michael Jordan was 27 and playing in the NBA now, would he be dominating the NBA?
Yes.
Yes. If LeBron James was playing in 1987, 88, 89, 90, would he be dominating the NBA? No.
I think he would be
because the NBA was better back then. There were better players, better teams, better defense.
Also different rules. You were allowed to hand check back then. Now, if you put hands on players, you get a foul call. Whereas
if he played in that era, he'd be at best Dominique Wilkins.
Yeah, exactly. Jordan got punched in the face every time he went up for a layup.
Jordan would be Jordan now.
No. Jordan, his best 2 seasons, he would average like 40 points a game because you were allowed to grab and touch people driving back then. Now you're not allowed to touch shit. So if Jordan was around now, he'd probably score 5 to 10 more points a game. LeBron actually would score less because all he does now is put his head down and dribble as fast as he can into traffic and hope that a foul gets called, which, since he's LeBron, gets called 90% of the time. It's just not fun to watch.
Well, that's all the NBA is. It's like, I mean, I don't know how to classify myself. I don't watch basketball. I'm not a fan of NBA, but I follow sports enough to know what's going on.
Okay. You know the top 4 teams in the playoffs right now?
I know enough about the teams and sort of
Do you know the top 4 teams in the playoffs right now?
Yeah, it was the Lakers, Celtics. No, it was the Lakers, the Cavs, the Celtics, and Denver, I think, right?
No, you're wrong.
I don't even know the 4 myself, man.
Wait. Are you talking about the 4 that are left or the top 4?
Yeah, the 4 that are left.
Oh, yeah, no, the top 4 that are left, I know. Yeah, it's Orlando, Cleveland, and Denver, and the Lakers. I think about the top 4 seeds. But, I mean, I know enough about basketball that I know sort of, just casually paying attention what's going on. But if I knew nothing about basketball, I mean, I would think that the only 2... See, the problem with the NBA is, all they do is market LeBron, Kobe,
Yeah, no, it's true.
All these stupid people, they're stupid nicknames, but there's good players on all these other teams that nobody talks about.
Yeah, they want a LeBron, Kobe final so bad that the referee reflects that.
Yeah, but I mean, there's good players on other teams, like guys like Nene and guys like Carmelo Anthony.
Carmelo is almost as good as Kobe and LeBron.
But these guys don't. I mean, even go back to Carlos Boozer is a really good player, and Elton Brand, I think he was still. I don't know if he was hurt. I know he was hurt during the year. I don't know if he played
He played in the playoffs. He wasn't as good as he.
He's a really good player. I mean, you get these teams that have really good players, but nobody talks about them because they talk about Kobe, LeBron, and Dwayne Wade. And who gives a shit about Dwayne Wade?
Yeah.
I mean, they act like Dwayne Wade is like fucking Isaiah Thomas. The guy won one title because he had Shaq. I mean, ask Kobe how he's done since Shaq's left.
Well, he also won because Donahue was reffing one of the games.
I also have this theory
Let's be honest. Dallas, if Donahue wasn't reffing, Donahue wasn't reffing. Dallas gets 3 or 4 more calls and they win the series.
Well, that's true too. But I mean, I also have the theory that the Lakers, the Kobe Shaq Lakers, if Portland hits 2 baskets, I don't think the Kobe Shaq Lakers ever win a title.
I think that Portland team with Pippen,
if they made 2 baskets, because they didn't make a basket for 12 minutes. If they made 2 baskets, they win that game, and that was the first year with Phil Jackson with the Lakers. And Kobe and Shaq hated each other, and they hated Phil Jackson. And that title validated all that, so they had to listen to him. If they lose that game, they hate each other, they don't get along, they don't win another title. I firmly believe that. I can't prove that, but I firmly believe that.
I firmly believe that reffing has actually been a problem for a while now. I believe the first year without Jordan, the Bulls should have won, but they gave the final call to the Knicks. I believe Portland should have beaten the Lakers that one time you just said. It just goes on, and it's just unbelievable. It's the only sport I could think of where the reffing is such a big problem that it's affecting championships from year to year.
You know what else? I'm almost done wrapping up my sports rant, but you know what else? It's really starting to piss me off in sports. It happens mostly in basketball. It's starting to happen more in football. You don't really hear about it in baseball and hockey. Nobody cares about, although it does happen in hockey a little bit. But this notion that, like, because you're a good player, you have this sort of, like, God-given right that you're supposed to be on a good team.
Yeah.
Like, it's really relevant in the NBA. Like, I have it, like, every year, like Jason Kidd started, like, oh, I'm tired of losing, and Jermaine O'Neal did that bullshit. And you get all these players that are like, you know, I'm so fucking good, I don't want to be in a losing team rebuilding. Trade me to the Lakers. Trade me to the, Stephen Marbury did that shit. It's this whole bullshit of like, oh, I deserve to win a title because I'm a good player. How about if you're a good fucking player, you fucking play and win more games with your team instead of just piggybacking on. And it happens more in football now. Like everybody's joining the Patriots because they want to win a title. And
no!
And thankfully, they haven't won a title in a few years. But like, it's just this notion that like, well, I'm a good player and I paid my dues, so I should, be able to. No, fuck you. You're a good player. Take over your fucking team and get to the playoffs and win a title.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, turn that team into something you wanted to be on another team with, right? Like
everybody hates Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson's one of my favorite players because that guy will do anything it takes to win. And he's never been. I mean, he got to the finals, and they had no chance against the Lakers. But he's never really, been like, oh, I need to go to a contender because I need to win. If that guy was like 4 inches taller, he'd be just as good as Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
I also don't get how baseball somehow gets a pass for everyone cheating.
Like A-Rod, right? Because A-Rod was tested for steroids and he's still playing for the Yankees.
Yeah, he's just like, I took steroids for like 10 years. I'm right now at this second, which is probably like also, but everyone just gives him a pass for like, oh, you cheated for 10 years? Okay, that's cool.
The Yankees are paying someone, man. They're not gonna give him a $300 million contract and let him just be sidelined and not do anything.
But everyone gets a pass.
Yeah, unless you're not playing baseball anymore, you're the one in court.
The players right now get a pass, though. How is that legit?
No idea. I guess saying sorry is good enough. Yeah, I didn't do it. I did it back when I was in high school. Like, sure. That's what A-Rod said, right? Did he say he was doing steroids in high school? or something?
No, he said he never did, but people who knew him said he actually did.
I don't know. All sports players are overpaid, so.
Yeah, that's pretty true.
No, what he was talking, what Brian was talking about before, was like sports players that deserve to be on a good team, or like they think they deserve to be on a good team. If you guys were like familiar with football players, like the one person that came to my mind was Chad Johnson on the Bengals.
Oh God!
Hey, I'm a Bengals fan. You can have him. You can have him.
but right, like every year he's like complaining about something. He's like, oh, Carson Palmer is a piece of shit. And surprised the Patriots haven't signed him, like you said.
Yeah, that guy had like one good season. That was
when he wasn't a bitch. When he wasn't crying.
I'm a bank. You can have him for nothing. I don't know. I liked it last year when he bitched about getting a trade and they didn't trade him. They said, "Fuck you, you're going to play." But now it's just like, you know what? You're not even that good anymore. Just fucking go away.
Yeah,
that's why TJ left, man.
Yeah. TJ was TJ. It's Alvin Harper. That's all he is. Seattle will find out the hard way that he's.
Seattle has like 9 wide receivers now.
I'm going to change the subject.
All right.
From sports, yeah.
Yeah.
This is
about something I don't know about because I'm going to go piss right now.
All right. How about in Saudi Arabia? They just ruled that it's okay to slap your wife if they spend too much.
Okay, so let's just go back and say you just said that they're allowed to slap the shit out of their wife.
Yep.
If they spend too much money.
Right.
Okay.
The quote from the guy is, if he gives his wife $320 and she spends $240 to buy the that black hood that covers themselves from other men, and the husband slaps her on the face, she deserves that. So if she only spends 80% of what she was given, she deserves to get slapped in the face.
What the fuck is their deal in that country? Like, why do they hate the women so much over there?
It's so weird because they're like, you have to wear this because I can't control myself. And like, like the women get punished because the men are just fucking animals. It just really doesn't make sense.
They just find reasons to hit them. Like, yo, if you spend too much money, I'm going to punch you in the face.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't spend enough money, I'm going to punch you in the face.
Right.
Basically, you're going to get punched in the face a lot. So,
if you drink more water out of this cup than I need you to, I'm going to punch you in the face.
Right. I'm going to think of a random number in my head in milliliters. And if you're off by that number when you drink water in milliliters, I'm going to clock you in the fucking nose. These fucking people, it's just unbelievable. Every fucking week it's a story with these guys.
It doesn't make sense to me.
Who's that?
The Saudi Arabians just find reasons to hit their wives.
They're allowed to punch their wives in the nose if they spend.
Hey, it's your wife. What do you need a reason for?
Well, I don't know.
I'm old school.
All right.
What happened?
Show's over.
I'm sorry, I'm really laughing. No. I mean, it's just I don't know. It's wrong, but there's some cases where I'm not gonna lie. If you're over here, there's just sometimes you just want to slap a bitch in the face. But that's a law. You can't do that.
Yeah, I mean everyone wants to once in a while, but
you gotta go to Saudi Arabia now.
Yeah, apparently. I mean, hey, baby, let's go on vacation. I'm not mad about what you just did. I just want to take you on vacation, baby.
Just put this hood on for me, will you?
Yeah.
Cover your face.
Punch, punch, punch. Hey, it's legal over here. Sucks for you.
Oh, the guys are standing around laughing. Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, take turns. Go back to the States. How'd you get bruises on your face? don't want to know.
Did you bet the lady whose dog ate $400?
No.
Wow. Why did she cut it open?
Well, she took the dog out for a walk and it shit parts of $300 bills and $5 $20 bills.
It broke up the money in its stomach?
Yeah. The article actually says she washed them with a garden hose and hopes to find enough pieces to exchange them for cash.
That's disgusting.
I'm like, you know what? I lost $400. I'm done. You know what? I'm an idiot, and I put money where it shouldn't be.
As if money isn't dirty enough, man.
Yeah, exactly.
That's actually pretty funny. My dog's the one that, constantly barks the one you want to kill. I think she ate a $100 bill of mine once. And I was like kind of anxious to like give her what's that milk and magnesia stuff? But it says specifically, you don't give it to a dog because it's not made for dogs.
Right.
I put a little bit in her food, but she didn't shit anything out. She didn't shit out a $100 bill.
Right.
And like still to this day, I have not found a $100 bill. Like she likes to hide shit. She likes to hide it like under like couches and stuff. So one day I'm just gonna tear the fucking house apart.
Yeah.
Or maybe she just stores it in her colon. I don't know. But either way, I don't think it was a good idea to give my dog milk and magnesia.
Probably not.
I mean, $400. Would you let that go? Like, would you just say, all right, you ate $400?
No, but I also wouldn't leave $400 within biting range of a dog.
True.
What is the biting range of a dog? Like 3 feet? Like,
yeah, but if
outside of a wallet?
That's why you get debit cards.
I mean, all you have to do is like put it in your wallet or put it in a drawer or put it more than 2 feet high. Like, it's really not hard to get a dog to not eat $400. So
she must have just like left it laying on the floor.
Yeah, exactly. She like put peanut butter. She smeared the $400 with peanut butter and left it on the floor. Like,
dripped like red meat blood all over it. Like, here.
Exactly. I don't get how else you lose $400. Like, right now I have like $40 on me. A dog would not eat it because it's in my wallet, in a fucking pocket, in a pair of pants. It's not that hard to not have money eaten by an animal.
Would you now if she didn't go to pick that up? If you were just like strolling on by and you saw like $100 bill and dog shit, would you just like pick it up and take it, or would you just leave it there?
Leave it there.
$100.
I don't know. If I saw potentially useful $100 bill laying in dog shit, I'd risk the diseases.
Is this fresh dog shit or old dog shit?
There's only one way to find out. You gotta see if it's warm.
Because there's a very different answer. Like, old dog shit would just roll right the fuck off, and you got a $100 bill, and then you go right to the fucking bank, and they don't know any better.
I want 100 singles.
Warm dog shit, that's gonna stick and slime around. Probably both. I would probably take it. Old dog shit, 100% hell fucking yeah.
Old?
Yeah, old, because the shit dries up and it'll fall right off. It doesn't smell anymore. It falls right off. You're getting that $100 bill. Nobody knows any better.
Just for breezing, I guess,
Nobody will know. Old dog shit doesn't smell. It's crunchy. It doesn't stick. It doesn't smell. Nobody knows.
It's just there.
Yeah. It's just there.
Kind of like tofu.
Exactly. It's pointless and it shouldn't be on this planet.
I don't know, man. I don't think I could do it, even if it's odorless and nothing.
Yeah, no, I'd have $100. You wouldn't. That's the end. That's the end of that caper.
Oh, that's a caper?
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, if it's 90% buried and you don't know exactly what it is. Romania eyes legalizing consensual incest.
Okay, so Saudi Arabia isn't so bad anymore.
Well, I mean, if both parties want it, you know.
I don't care. I don't have any hot relatives, so I don't care about any of that.
I don't either, but I don't know if they both want it and they both want a retarded freak baby.
Jay, you going for the record for the longest show?
We still got a little while to go.
Oh. Yeah. He still has some Captain Morgan there.
I think we got about 16 minutes to go for the longest show.
Wait a second. So, wait, what country is this again? I keep thinking Saudi Arabia.
Romania.
Romania, whatever. The place. So there's a bunch of people who have Down syndrome there. That's good.
Yeah, I don't see the problem.
Then they're going to have an army of Down syndrome people, and they're going to team up with us in the war. Wow, Romania's going to be a country full of retards.
I don't know. If you want to fuck your cousin and she wants to fuck you, I don't, you know.
Unless they're like, everyone's pro-choice, then I guess.
Well, I mean, I don't think it's right, but, like, at the same time, I don't see why I should be the one to say it's not right.
Well, as long as you're not into that kind of stuff, I mean.
I'm not into it, and I don't think it's right. I just don't see why I have the right to say it's not right.
What kind of, like, how is that even talked about in, like, the fucking government in Romania? Like, what do they do over there? Just like, well, what do you guys feel about incesticide or whatever? Incest. That's incesticide. Sorry, I'm thinking Nirvana albums. I'm talking out of my ass.
How's everyone? No. Never mind.
Either way, it's gross.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, I got a Mac and I don't know how to delete bookmarks, so now I just have this story for the rest of my life.
I thought Macs were supposed to be like, you can't delete bookmarks.
You could, I just don't know how to. I'm sure there's a very easy way, and I'm sure it's about one button to figure out. I just cannot do it.
The button with an X.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, one last thing I wanted to bring up. They have Snuggie pub crawls. I understand that it's a stupid, shitty thing to do. You know, like Snuggies are like a ridiculous thing to own, and it's stupid to buy one. The fact that you are having ironic Snuggie pub crawls is actually making the person who developed this stupid thing rich. So, I know you're trying to be funny and ironic, but you're actually making the person who developed something stupid and shitty a multimillionaire. So, you should probably stop it.
Alright, so I have a question. What the fuck is a Snuggie?
It's kind of, it's like, it's supposed to be a blanket with arms. So you can just, like, lounge and, that's it, lounge.
Oh, so it's pointless.
Pretty much. It's kind of like a sweater, I guess, but it goes down to your ankles. It looks
it's a blanket with sleeves.
It's a blanket with sleeves, yes. So I really, like, do people really have that big of a problem having a blanket over them and, like, like their big thing is, like, you could change the channel, hold the remote while you're wearing this because it has sleeves. Did people really have that big of a problem changing the channel with the TV while they were wearing a fucking blanket? I don't know about you. I was pretty okay.
I'm just trying to think, like, this, like, I'm trying to picture it. This kind of reminds me of something like a priest would wear.
Yeah, it kind of looked like that.
Or like a robe without, like, the front part of it. Either way, it just seems like it doesn't, I don't know. It just, Snuggie. It's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, no, it's awful. It's pretty damn awful.
Is this like a popular thing, like Uggs? Or is it just, like, coming out?
Oh, yeah, no. There's, like, millions of people who have these things.
It's not as annoying as Uggs, though.
Right.
Oh, no. Fuck Uggs. shoot the person who created dogs. I probably wouldn't do that because I'd go to jail. But then I'd bring him to Saudi Arabia and hope it was a woman.
Yeah.
No, Snuggies, I mean, just take your arm off. Fucking, I don't know. It sounds like another pointless thing in America that people are going to take out of.
Yep.
Just start buying them. Like those oh my god, there's these slippers. Everyone had these like $3 slippers. They're like black and they're all different color and they were see-through. Like everyone was wearing them at one time. And it was like throughout school and people were tripping over each other. Because I was tripping them. And it was the stupidest shit in the world. I hate fads, I'm sorry. By the way, do they make big sizes in Snuggies? Oh.
Oh, Jay left again.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I'm like, why is your dead end? Or people are like watching us like, oh, show left. He probably had to pee. The Captain Morgan makes you pee.
Yeah, it does.
Makes you pee. How long have we been on the podcast for?
I've been home for like an hour and a half.
And you called in right when you came home?
I don't know how long you guys were going before me, but...
Well, no, friggin' my computer cut out. And we're talking about this. He'll probably just edit this out. But, we were on for like maybe 45 minutes before you called me back.
Oh, God. I've been on the phone with Jay for 1:12:10. An hour and 12 minutes, so...
And he's back.
Silence? What was going on?
No, we were talking about your adventure. We were trying to think of what you were doing.
I was peeing.
I was right.
Yeah,
yes.
I drank a lot of rum.
Yes. Double points.
I brought the rum bottle in here, actually, so I haven't been going on rum runs.
Rum runs?
Rum runs. I had a rough week. I needed to drink a lot of rum.
You probably get the runs from drinking too much rum, right?
No. I just run to pee, but I don't get the runs.
I get sick every time I drink Rumpelmans.
Well, Rumpelmans is not rum, dude.
I know, but still, I still get a stomachache from it.
I have Rumpelmans in my freezer. I never do more than a shot of that at a time because...
I do Rumpelmans for breakfast, you pussies.
Well, yeah, I drank half a bottle one night, just drank it straight out of the bottle because I was already drunk and just never want to do that again.
Well,
that's fucked up my stomach bad.
You're missing out.
Best shot ever. Next time you guys go to a bar, I think it's called Liquid Crack. It's Jägermeister, Goldschlager, and Rumpelmans.
I think it's liquid cocaine.
Liquid cocaine?
I've had that.
It's one of them. It's liquid something.
It's a rough drink.
So good. Love it. It's so good.
I get Surfer on Acid, which I think is Jägermeister and pineapple juice.
I had one of those yesterday, I believe, at the bar. From what I remember. Something. I had a lot of shots. I drank way too much.
Yeah, how much did you drink yesterday?
$30 worth of liquor, but they didn't charge me for a lot. I started off with an Irish car bomb. Then I had about 7 Blue Moons. Then I went and had someone just kept bringing me shots. Like, I remember I had the Surfer thing you talked about. I had one of those. I had a liquid cocaine. Then I had 2 shots of SoCo at lime. And then I went on to have like another 6 or 7 beers. In a span of 4 hours.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Dude, I don't know. I was fucked up. I was pretty much drunk at like 7 this morning still. For being a big guy that I am, I was still drunk. I mean, granted, I haven't drank since April 30th was the last time I had a beer before yesterday, so I felt good. Felt accomplished. Celebrating after a great show, so. Kel Mitchell.
Good job. Yeah, you missed it, Bri. Artie did a comedy show with about 700 people.
Oh, wow. How'd it go?
It went good. It went really good, actually. But I was fucking nervous. And It was to the point, it was actually, because I was the second person to go on, and I didn't want to do that. Like, I was, like, hoping they'd give me, like, the second slot after the first intermission. But no, I was, like, the second person to go on. And I was sitting backstage, and I was literally, like, shaking. Like, my whole hand. I was like, well, I'm going to put a chair on stage. Because I don't think I'm going to be able to stand through my whole 6 minutes, because that's how, like, fucking scared I was. But as soon as you just hit the stage, as soon as you hear, like, all the people that you know and shit just, like, really loud, it was just, my whole fear just went away, so that was cool.
Did you go, Jay?
No, I didn't. It was not accessible by public transportation. I don't have a car.
Oh, I see.
There's I don't even know. There's, like, a train station near my house. I don't even know what it is, though. I just found out, like, a month ago that there's 2 Penn stations. There's one in Newark, I think.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yep. There's one in Jersey and one in Jersey. One in Jersey and one in Manhattan.
One in New Jersey, one in New Jersey.
One in Jersey, one in Jersey. Blah, 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 blah. On that note, I think we have to end the show.
All right.
Yep, I know. I'm sorry, folks. It's gotta end.
Wonk, wonk, wonk. It was a good show.
It can't go on forever.
Yeah, it was a decent show. The 1st of June, the voting gets reset on Podcast Alley. Yeah. So if everyone could vote, that would be fucking awesome.
I see your pattern, Jay. Every time it's almost time to vote, you gotta go to Long Island and get some more Captain Morgan. Get your month's supply.
You were on to me, man. I gotta have my show juice and
show juice.
And works out all right. So Podcast Alley, you can either go to brinkofsanityshow.com and then there's a little tab up top that says vote, or you can go to Podcast Alley and type in Brink of Sanity and the show comes up and then you hit vote. It really takes about a second. Follow us on Twitter. You can follow us on Facebook. You can follow us on MySpace. All that shit. The votes really, really, really do help a lot, actually. Which Brian knows. We go from like 1 to like 5 downloads when you do that.
Yep.
And you can also
you all voted for the gay guy in American Idol and you lost. So
yeah, there was millions of those. I mean, if we could get 100 votes on Podcast Alley, forget it. It would help so much. It would be just out of control.
All these people voted for a rigged election, voting for that gay guy for American Idol when they lost. Like, at least for your show.
I know. It's really... It takes a second. You put in your email address, and then you get a confirmation email where you have to click a link.
All you want is 100 votes in 1 month?
If I got 100 votes in 1 month, that would be so fucking awesome. I would be in the top 10 on the planet out of like 60,000.
Can you tell how many votes you have, like in a month?
Yeah.
Can you actually see? That is my vow. I'm going to get you 100 votes.
If you could get me 100 votes, that would be so fucking awesome.
If I get 100 votes, can I get a free T-shirt for like one of my friends?
Yeah, absolutely.
Done deal. I start June 1st.
If we get 100 votes and Artie has a big part in that, Artie gets a free T-shirt, and the person who puts in the if we get 100 votes, I'll also pick another random. I don't want to say the 100th because everyone will just wait for the 100th. If we get 100 votes, I'll also pick 2 random people out of those 100 to get another free T-shirt. So I'll give away 3 T-shirts.
There you go.
I got this, Jay. I'm going to get you 120. But let's just keep it at 100 because...
You realize in this month we had 29.
That's fine.
Okay.
I'm going to laugh at that 29. I want to get you 71 more.
And that would be the fucking best. If I had 100... yeah, I'd be in very good shape. The trick is to get them in the beginning of the month because I'm looking right now. It's the second to last day of the month. 10th place has 199, but in the beginning of the month, 10th place has about 20. So if I get all my votes in the beginning of the month, I'm in the top 10. And every day you're in the top 10, it's just like, it helps so much. It really does.
It's like Christmas every day.
It really is. So that's the goal. Then we get
that is my vow.
The more listeners, the more people we get posting on the forums, and Artie's actually close to moving up a rank in the forums.
Really?
Yeah, when Bri and I set up the forums, we made ranks very quickly. You don't have to post very much to go up ranks in the forums.
We had somebody skyrocket through the forums, and she died. I don't know what happened to her.
Yeah, it's...
you talked about her last time. Forgot her name. You said she was like a big fan.
Yeah, she went up like 7 or 8 ranks, and then was just like...
in like a day and a half.
Yeah, it was crazy. So much, but I told her to like stop.
I guess she did.
Yeah. Yeah, she went up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 ranks. Not bad.
She's second behind you, right?
Yeah. It's not even close. Like, third place is...
It's only because you post every episode and all that stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Third place is like Alex. But anyway, yeah. Vote on the first or the second. If you miss the first, you can still vote the second. Just vote as close to the first as you can on Podcast Alley. The vote link's on BrinkSanityShow.com. It'll also be on Twitter and Facebook if you join the Facebook group or you follow us on Twitter. Twitter's Brink, twitter.com/Brink of Sanity, I believe.
Yep.
Yes, Artie confirms that.
Yes. You go on my Twitter. I don't update it though, ever.
And also Artie has a Facebook group which has a lot more members than my Facebook group, which is bullshit. Arthur Kelly Comedy.
People just accept it just so don't get bothered by me. That's all. No one's really a fan.
Yeah, probably.
Although I did sign autographs, so that's cool. That's pretty fucking cool.
All right. You got anything else you want to add, Bri?
No. I think all my rants got out.
All right.
Pop in. Thanks for letting me pop in.
Yeah, thanks for calling in, man. I wasn't expecting you for another 7 days, actually.
Oh.
Well, you made an every 4 episode rule about 2 or 3 months ago.
Oh yeah.
And it's only been 3 episodes, so I wasn't expecting you until next episode.
I happened to see earlier that you said you were doing a show tonight, and when I was out, I was driving home, and I was like, oh. Check and see. Oh, I got a nice buzz going. Let's see if Jay is doing a show, and I could pop in and ruin it for him, and see what happens.
Well, that's the benefit of all 3 of us being home on a Friday night. It works out for everyone.
Yeah, I guess if there's one good thing about 3 losers sitting home.
Damn. Well, what was that?
So hopefully you liked sports and music and bullshit.
Whatever the fuck else we talked about.
Yep. I think the more it goes, the slower we're talking. So we're going to just end the show right now.
All right.
Thanks for listening. We'll be back next week with another random episode. I think Bri is probably going to stick to his 4-episode thing. So he'll be back in like 3.5 weeks or so.
A couple of weeks. Probably won't be next week, but a couple of weeks I'll be back.
You never know. Depends how much miserable shit happens to him.
That's right. Usually a lot, so...
Yeah, I'm surprised this episode wasn't as much miserable shit as usual. Maybe that's why you've been...
I blocked it out, you know.
And we will have more of our 20th guest host, which was Max. I thought that went pretty well. And less of the doc, who's actually moving out of this apartment in 2 days.
Oh, I was just going to ask you when that was happening.
2 days, the doc is moving out. So
how sad.
He'll be back, but less often.
Huh.
But Max, who is the new doc who is moving in, will probably be on more often.
So long, Doc.
I only live with doctors.
Yeah, Doc, man.
Doc, leave me a prescription. I'll fill in what I need.
Yeah, we're all going to leave our menus of what we need. And you fill it, or you're not on the show anymore, you fuck.
That's right.
So, we'll see you soon. Thanks for listening, and we'll be back next week. Brink Sanity, BrinkSanityShow.com. Thank you for listening. Bye.
Peace.